Time to walk over to the other side of the expansive Studio 9 and say hi to my special guest. You know, in 1988, the band Cinderella hit number 12 on the Billboard charts with their hit, Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone. I've been very unsuccessful in acquiring the rights to this song for our newest segment, Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gaunce, with former NHL defenseman Cameron Gaunce, who sits right here beside me. So I'm sorry, Cam, I'm trying. I called Tom Kiefer and company, and they just won't give me the song.
Couple more months of me working here, maybe something can come to fruition.
Once we start to go viral and once people start to find out what we're doing here, I'm sure Cinderella will come around. Cam, the Sins. What a wild ride for this team this season. All the off-the-ice stuff that they had to deal with last week, and they struggled for 10 games going into that. And then they come back and they win 2 games in a row, and decisively on Wednesday night over this New York Rangers team. And we'll get to them in a second. But, as someone who's played in the NHL, you have all this stuff happening off the ice. Just to quiet it down with a couple of wins, it's got to be incredible.
It really is, because winning cures everything. You'll hear that in any sport you play. So if you can get a couple wins, all of a sudden that other stuff kind of falls by the wayside. Now, when you're at the rink, typically, that is your sanctuary, what's supposed to be. You'll hear so many guys talk about, well, I was dealing with a lot of stuff with the rink. That's where I got to be whole. Well, unfortunately for the Sens, they had a bit of the George Costanza going with the worlds colliding. Yeah. Right? They had the business and they had the personal, and they were dealing with both at the same time. So to try to perform when that's going on, it's hard, but they've been good throughout. They've been defending very well. They've given contributions throughout their lineup. The saves still aren't there, but they could come around. And if they can come around, this team is going to continue to, hopefully, for their sake, go up the standings because, like I said, they're defending very well, good depth. Tkachuk tonight with a very big game, and if that type of performance is going to come from him, and they're going to continue to get performances from their stud defenseman, Jake Sanderson, this team could continue to shoot up the Atlantic standings and the Eastern Conference standings.
And they've got the talent to do it. The Rangers, on paper, also have a lot of talent. A lot of talent. And yet, this has been an all-out disaster for this team this season. And one of your old coaches, Mike Sullivan, goes to the team. You think this is going to be a big solution. They sit dead last in the Eastern Conference. Are they the biggest disappointment in your mind? Maybe not even just in the Eastern Conference, but in the whole league this season?
Definitely the East. Now, Winnipeg, where they were at, falling from the President's Trophy, that's up there. But I'm going to just talk about the East, and the Rangers are definitely the biggest disappointment. They brought in Sully. They brought in the biggest defenseman free agent in Gavrikov. They named JT Miller the captain. This was supposed to bring them to not only playoffs, but to be a contender. Because they were disappointed not making the playoffs. They should have been last year, according to them. And now they're outside of that. They're dead last. They have 5 home wins this year, and they've played over half of their home games. If you extrapolate that over a season, they're only going to get to 10 home wins on the season, which is going to be the 3rd worst home record this century. This is a team that was supposed to be a contender after all these big moves, and now they're just trying to stay out of the record books, let alone out of the basement of the NHL right now.
What do you make of it? What do you attribute it to?
It just seems like the makeup of the group as a whole isn't there.
Yeah.
They're a club. They're not a hockey team. Like, they're not a team that's playing for each other. They're not getting saves when they need it with Shesterkin out. They don't seem to have that camaraderie that you've seen with some of the other groups because, like you said, they have the skill. Panarin's got 50 points. Like, they've got players with points.
Yep.
They've got Adam Fox in the back end. They've got Zibanejad. I can keep going with skilled players, but they're not together right now. And it seems like when one thing goes wrong, it's a domino effect, and then a lot of things are going wrong. And they don't seem to have that player that's going to grab the bull by the horns, metaphorically speaking, of course, and take them to that next level.
And it was supposed to be JT Miller. The Sens return home to face the Montreal Canadiens on Saturday night. Cam Gaunce, this is fun. Thanks for this, buddy.
Anytime.